This is called the Erēmos Internship. I wanted to talk just a little bit briefly about the origin of the word Erēmos. It is a Greek word, and it's from Scripture. So there's the verse that says, Jesus often withdrew to out-of-the-way lonely places to pray. So Jesus often withdrew to out-of-the-way lonely places to pray. And so we see that practice a number of times in the Gospels, but that word, that phrase, the out-of-the-way lonely place, is Erēmos in Greek. As it says there, it's the Greek word for lonely place or out-of-the-way place, depending on what translation you look at it in, the wilderness or the desert. And so then thinking of those two words, the wilderness or the desert, the wilderness is an uninhabited, uncultivated, unpopulated place. And so a lot of times I think when I think of wilderness, I think of just that wilderness and desert are the same and they're similar, but you could also think of like a forest that no one has ever touched would be a wilderness, right? That there's lots of life and lots of things happening there, but it's not populated or it's not inhabited, it's not cultivated. And so it says, in that place, God richly grants his presence and provision for those seeking him. The limitless Lord shows himself strong in the limiting and difficult scenes of life. That certainly if you go into a forest and you're trying to survive, that it's going to be challenging to overcome things and whatever. And so in that place of challenge that we encounter God and we experience him in that place of wilderness. And the other is desert. And so this idea of a solitary, lonely, desolate area. So if you think of any desert that you've been to, lots of sand, lots of nothingness. And so that's that solitary, lonely place, desolate area. So a barren, solitary place that also provides needed quiet and freedom from disturbance. And so there's this sense also that even though the desert can feel, again, like a challenging place, that there's a lot of quiet there. There's a freedom from the distractions, from other things, that we can encounter God more clearly in that place. And so that is our hope and desire with Erēmos, is that it is an out-of-the-way place, a place where we, in some sense, step away from some rhythms that we may have been in to encounter God on a deeper level. Certainly, there's a lot of nuances and dynamics to that, but there's that sense of stepping away and saying, God, I'm giving you this space to do some work, some growth in me, some change in me, and so that's what I want to do. I want to set that space aside for you to do that. And so again, the Erēmos is Jesus. That phrase, Jesus often withdrew to out-of-the-way, lonely places to pray. And so our hope is that the Erēmos Internship is that place where we can encounter God on a deeper level in the challenging experiences of life, that we're challenged, but also that we grow in that place.